Right, welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is Tim Kramer. I'm with Brandman Brandon, Brian the Grizzly, and we're here talking about Cobra Kai Season 6, Part 3, the end of the end. This is it. It's all over. 7 years in the making. Oh, man. What a finale. What a finale. Yeah, man. I don't know. Let's just jump right into it. What you think about the ending, Brandman?
Satisfying.
Yeah.
Very satisfying wrap up. Did very, very well at bringing things full circle in terms of the character arcs. Just I was pretty happy with it. I thought this show ran just the right amount of time. Actually, a lot longer than I expected. 6 seasons is a really good run. And this show was infinitely better than I ever thought it would be. Because when I first heard about it, I'm like, this is either going to be really, really awesome or really, really dumb. And it was the former.
Mm-hmm.
I like what they did with the character of Johnny, his whole redemption arc. I like how it started with him and it ended with him. And he got the redemption. He got his redemption, 40 years after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how the show really kind of walked that line. It explored the gray area, and they really ran with that line from Mr. Miyagi from the first Karate Kid movie that there's no such thing as bad students, only bad teachers. I think that was kind of like a recurring theme throughout the entire show. And if they wanted to do spin-offs, it laid groundwork for that. I hear rumors that they are going to do spin-offs. Obviously, the new Karate Kid movie comes out in May. Mm-hmm. So, we're getting a continuation in that form.
Daniel will be in that one. So
Yep. It really breathed new life into the franchise in the right way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Although I heard that new Karate Kid isn't connected to Cobra Kai, from what I understand.
Yeah, but Ralph Macchio, what's it? How you say it? Macchio?
Macchio.
He's in it.
Yeah, he's in it.
Yeah.
But but it's not gonna tie anything to Cobra Kai. So I don't know if it needs to. I don't know. I mean, it could still be in the same universe, right?
It should be. I mean,
should be.
Can't do it in a different universe.
Yeah. What are you, Ryan? What you think about the end of the Cobra Kai show?
It was one of the most satisfying endings of any series I've ever seen. Period. Like, first of all, it's called Cobra Kai, so I was feeling like it's getting too close to being Miyagi-Do, following Daniel LaRusso too much, too LaRusso centered, which Karate Kid is, but Cobra Kai really should be thinking about Johnny Lawrence. And I think they did a great job bringing it back to Cobra Kai with their original students, who they are, focusing on Johnny, focusing on Kreese. Like, they brought it back so perfectly. And so, like, this last part was just basically about the seniors that are going off to, start their lives and do different things, how they ended their high school career, the main people that started off with Karate Kid, and they just wrapped it all in a nice little bow. So, like, the kids, there's Kenny, there's Anthony, there's other kids that they could have focused on, but they chose to, like, leave it in the Sakai Takai in part 2, leave that there because they still have more time in high school, so they can continue to do it if they chose to do that. But they really wrapped everyone else up. I mean, I thought Tori's story was excellent. I mean, I felt teary talking about Sam and Tori multiple times. I loved it. I thought what we got with Miguel, perfect. He needed to be the one from the beginning. I was like, man, no, Robbie, you too small, bro. It doesn't make any sense. Miguel needed to be the guy, and they made him the guy, and he wasn't scared. He was ready to go from the beginning. I thought that just made sense. Even when, Sam bowing out, I was happy about that because she don't need it. So her motivation was just really to prove it to her dad, but she didn't need it. and it made so much sense. And follow what Miyagi taught from the first movie. You really don't. You need to learn to not fight. Fighting doesn't need to be your end all be all. He never, forgot that. So I just enjoyed that. And then the fact that Johnny and Daniel became such good friends.
Mm-hmm.
So even when Terry Silver came to the house, Johnny says, "Do you trust me?" And he was like, "I guess I do." Yeah. And he trusted him so much that he let Silver come into the house. They worked together on one accord. They both said, "Yeah, that's bullshit." Whatever. They just did such a good job overall with the feelings. And then that last episode with Kreese.
Oh, yeah.
Right in their heart hole, right here, all the time, over and over again. Then matter if it was him with Tori or him with Johnny. When Johnny rejected him the first time and then went back to him and he let Johnny take over. And when you saw Johnny come back with the Cobra Kai gi, oh my God. And then when you saw Daniel with the Cobra Kai gi and realized that's really a full circle because Daniel wanted to be in Cobra Kai, the beginning of the entire Karate Kid. That's what he wanted to do. So like it was so perfect. I loved it. As you can see, all hail Cobra Kai. That's what I'm going. Because Cobra Kai never dies.
Never dies. Yep. Yeah. I mean, perfect ending. Perfect ending. Like I wasn't surprised by anything that happened in it, but it gave me exactly what I wanted. It was just so perfect. It was so perfect. And like Brian said, when Toy was standing there and she was the only Cobra Kai, I'm like, Johnny got to go over there. He's got to go over there, but this time he's going to be going over there with Daniel's like blessing almost. He's like, do what you got to do. Like, and it went even better than that though, because like, not only did he go back to Cobra Kai, like Miguel came back, they all went with him, but it was just also like, he saw Kreese and Kreese kind of is like, that whole moment he's crying. Kreese grabs him, they hug, and he tells him, he's like, like you're the guy, man. I messed up and I wish I could fix it, blah, blah, blah. And he doesn't say like Cobra Kai is yours, but he's like, it's yours, it's yours to do what you need to do with it because you're the better man, basically. It was such a great moment, and then Kreese doing the ultimate sacrifice to make sure Johnny gets his happy ending. I thought that was so great.
Though. Yeah,
so great.
So Kreese gives his life. So I messed up your life for 35 years ago. I made it. It's my fault. But what I'm going to do is I'll give my life so that your new beginning is perfect. I don't want anyone else to mess with your new beginning. I'll give my life up for you.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. It was like, I never, especially once they reintroduced Kreese into the show, I never thought this dude was going to be redeemable.
Yeah.
And they did such a great job with it. Like, I mean, he's not like absolved of everything he did, because he still did a lot of bad stuff. But at the very least, like, when you give up your life, like, damn, like that's
he really loved Johnny.
Yeah, he really did. He really did. And it took him seeing like the kids like going through this shit, like and one of them dying, and he's like, holy crap, because I think he saw finally saw, he's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, one thing is like, breaking the leg and sweeping the leg and doing something. One thing is like, this kid died, like because
I gave him a knife.
Yeah, and we're acting childish as grown men, So yeah, so I was glad to see that get done. But yeah, at the end, when everybody dresses in the Cobra Kai gi, everyone's there supporting them too. Great fights. It was just a perfect ending. And then even like at the very end, like Johnny's got to fight. And then Johnny's got to go through it. So like,
whooped. Wolf should have whooped it, mopped the floor with him.
Yeah, 100%. He's like 20 years younger or some shit. At least he looked way younger. But yeah, it was just great where like he was able to still be a Cobra Kai with being the aggressive strike first kind of thing, but also like learning the lesson of Daniel and kind of respecting Daniel, and they become like brothers, So
Mhm.
Yeah.
How happy were you
so
that he didn't try to do the crane kick?
Yes. Oh, I was like, please don't do that. Please don't
Oh, I
do
was
that.
so happy about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, don't do that because that's not his thing. You know that that's don't do that. I at first I thought he's gonna do the crane kick. I'm like, oh, that's gonna suck. And then I'm thinking, I'm like, is somebody gonna tell him to sweep the leg? But I'm like, but then he wouldn't do that because that's the bad thing to do, right? Like sweeping the leg was the bad thing, and he's past that. So it's like it's got to be something different. You know, it's got to be like you can't do the bad thing, but you can't do the crane kick because that's not your thing. You know,
a minor adjustment, just take a step back because Cobra Kai is always going forward. Just learning a little bit, just taking a step back,
just one step back. Get situated and then attack. You know, so yeah, it was perfect. It was perfectly done. You know, with it. So yeah, perfect ending. No complaints, no negatives. You know, all the kids got all their stuff. You know, Tori and Robbie, you know, are going on tour. They making a bunch of money. You know, Sam gets to go to Okinawa. And do her thing, and Miguel goes with, and he's got into the school. It's just you know,
that's my only complaint.
What's that?
Why Miguel can't get the money too? Why can't he travel too?
Miguel
had to give up the money? So my thought, this came from Anzo and Danny. They said, if I'm Miguel, I'm like, dude, I won to Takai.
Yeah.
Why didn't you guys give me the contract? Why did Miguel get screwed over for the money? And then he owes Stanford all this money and he can't get money.
Yeah.
My thought was you get money for the Sakai Takai because you're going to be a representative of them forever. So you're going to win because you are the male champion. You can get money from them, and you're going to do visits and all this stuff. Anytime Sakai Takai goes in, they're going to pay you and all that stuff. So that's why he gets money for that. You know, and that's separate than what's going on. You know, you don't have to worry about, you know, what actually Robbie's getting is commercials that, you know, are for social media stuff, and they're following him, and Tori's like love because he saw the kiss that really got Tori the idea of like, you know, I'm going to kick this girl's ass. Like that connection was what really was, you know, being an underdog and them looking a certain way, and their love overall is going to be what they're getting from money from, and that Miguel is still going to get his money, but from Sakai Takai.
Yeah, I mean he's still getting money somewhere because how can he afford to go to Okinawa? Exactly. You know, it's like it's not. I looked into it. It's not a cheap flight, man. Yeah. It is not a cheap flight. You know, and then also like they don't really. I wish they would have said like he would have been on the karate team in Stanford because I'm sure they have something like that, right? I mean, they have every sport. So
he's a world champion.
He's a world champion. Yeah, you know, so you know, I mean, he's probably got a full ride or something like that. Because they even said that too. Is like, oh, they got you because you won, and he's like, no, they got me even before I won. So I'm assuming it's.
But now that he won, he's gonna get some money.
Yeah, you know, so yeah, I assume he's getting some kind of money, you know, because a dude who's living in like the ghetto, pretty much, you know, and like you know this like apartment complex, he can't afford to go to Japan. So
and I will say this last thing, Johnny won. He was winning at life. Have y'all seen Carmen?
Yeah,
Johnny won.
Yeah, he won
life. Yes, he won.
Yeah. He got Robbie back. He got his new son, you know, like, you know, stepson with Miguel. So they're like, yeah, and then they love each other, like they're together, you know, they're friendly. You know, he's got his new baby. He's got, you know, Carmen, who's like, yeah, like he says, like, you know, very, very, very good looking. You know,
10
like,
out of 10. You know, there's no way you outkick your coverage.
Yeah,
100%.
100%. You know, he's got the gym back. He's in charge of it. He gets to do what he loves.
He's learning how to pay taxes.
Yeah, it was just a, like I said, perfect ending. Loved it, every moment of it. Just cried, teared up a little bit in some of the moments in that last part.
I had some boo-hoos a couple times. I was like, man, Crease got me a couple times, man, really. And then
Crease was good.
Man, the Tory thing got me. I mean, so good.
Yeah.
And then the Daniel telling him go kick his ass.
Yeah.
Be balanced and go kick his ass. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know, being the sensei he needed to be.
I
Daniel wanted
love that. He
balance,
was
too.
just like, he goes like, fear doesn't belong here in your dojo and blah blah blah. He goes, and he just told him, he goes like, what didn't Daniels tell him like, he goes, stop being a pussy and
Yeah, stop being a pussy.
which is like, you know, his thing. It was so good, so good. It just, again, it ended with what it needed. It ended with Cobra Kai and Johnny, because that's what it was. It's the redemption story of Johnny and the gym that, you know, Cobra Kai gym. So yeah, I need a Cobra Kai shirt like right now.
Oh, 100%.
Right now.
They probably still have them at Target.
Yeah.
So I
I
want
got
the
one
gi.
from there.
I'm gonna wear gi just randomly. You're like, man, Brian, why do you have a robe on?
Just walk into work with the gym key.
It's a gi.
You can make everyone. There's no fear in my restaurant.
Exactly. Start talking to the guests. You do push-ups, and then look at the crew. You don't do push-ups. Oh, everyone do push-ups. We go.
Oh man! But you guys got anything else for the end of Cobra Kai?
I don't know. I love the fact that at the end, Johnny and Daniel were able to share students and saying, "Hey, you know, my son needs, you know, more aggressive. He needs to be fighting with Cobra Kai this weekend." And he was like, "Oh well, you know, she needs to be learn a little bit better defense. So I'm going to send her over with you this time, and we're going to work together." It was just, they were true partners.
Yeah.
Miyagi-Do didn't die. Cobra Kai didn't die. And they were able to run the valley together, like real brothers. Like, that's a long way from the beginning of this season, beginning of this show, to where we got to episode 6, season 6, episode, was it 15? That it just was so well done. I applaud you, really.
Yeah, and it's a great like combo of, you know, one being very offensive heavy and the other one being very defensive heavy. So it just makes sense. It makes sense, you know, to be balanced. You know, you got to go and do both. So,
and the last thing, I'm glad that they figured out the whole Miyagi story with the pearls.
Oh,
you found out exactly what was going on with Miyagi's story, and it's not what Daniel thought it was, and man, that was good. But the fact that Daniel's mother knew the entire time,
that could have solved a lot of problems for sure. They could have helped.
How about you call your mama once a week, man? That's all you need to do.
Yeah. But even then, I thought that was like, it was fitting, because you find out like Mr. Miyagi went over there and kicked some ass. You know, like he wasn't the old little man who's like, oh, please give him back. He's like, nah, he went over there and slapped him around and took him back. You know, so, you know, it's not all about, you know, everything he taught. You know, so it was really well done. They handled Mr. Miyagi, I thought, really well. Even with
that's why I wanted to ask all you guys, say, how did you feel about it, Brad, man? How did you feel about the CGI and stuff they did with Mr. Miyagi, with Pat?
I thought it was fine. It didn't overstay its welcome. I thought they handled it in a pretty respectful way.
Yeah.
Somewhere Vin Diesel is taking notes.
He's like, yep, exactly. No, I 100% agree. It didn't overdo it. It did it the one time it needed to do it to forward the story with Daniel. It looked good too. It didn't look bad. You know, sometimes you get that uncanny valley situation, but I thought it looked good, and we get to see Mr. Miyagi kick some butt again. Yeah.
I thought as long as his family got paid off of it, that's fine. If the studio took the liberty of doing it without giving his family money, then I hate it.
Ooh, I gotta look that up. I'm not sure. I'm assuming Netflix was. But yeah, no Hilary Swank cameos for season 6.
I was surprised they didn't bring they didn't that they didn't bring her in. And they brought just about all the other major players. They just kind of you know, treated, you know, just kind of completely ignored Next Karate Kid. It would have been nice to see Hilary Swank show up.
But here's the thing, she had no connection with Daniel, right?
True.
Just Mr. Miyagi.
Just Mr. Miyagi.
If he's not there, Mr. Miyagi's not there. Yeah, you know, I didn't see how she was going to fit seamlessly.
Yeah, I mean, you could have had her be a previous girls winner of the tournament.
Mhm.
You know, and then Daniel sees her wearing some Miyagi something, and and it's like, oh yeah, blah, you know. But I
But
get
now,
it.
now,
It's
now it'd be
also,
kind of cheap. It'll be like, what's the point of her
yeah,
being there for no?
it would need to have been more like natural, and I think you would need to have done it early in the season,
or in 5, because this is like
even
so
in 5.
cameos
Yeah,
for 6 seasons. So I think season 5 would have been the thing for a cameo for Hilary Swank.
Yeah.
But I think once you added Chosen, that you didn't need Hilary Swank.
I agree. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But and also Hilary Swank is on a different level of actor level
Real
than
actor, yeah.
than
Mhm.
than Ralph Macchio or I can't think of Johnny's real name.
William Zapka.
William
William
Zabka.
Zapka.
Yeah. So well, I would say all of this was because of How I Met Your Mother, right? I mean, if How I Met Your Mother wasn't a fan of William Zabka and the Karate Kid, I don't know if YouTube would have ever even started like the show back in the day, you know, because that's how it started, you know, was on
Mhm.
YouTube Red,
Oh, YouTube
you know,
Red.
and you know, with um How I Met Your Mother, like with what's his name's character, um being so like, no, William Zabka
Marshall.
is the great not Marshall,
Oh,
um
oh my
uh,
God, what's
Barney.
Barney? Barney. So yeah. So
Yeah.
you're talking about LaRusso is the villain.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean
Zapka
that's
was the
the, you
big
know,
bully.
yeah. You know, I mean, that's the reason why the movie started getting like this wind again, and then you know, and that was it. You know, people were just like, "Oh shit!" So, but well done, well
Shout
done.
out to
It
Barney.
was yeah. Shout out to Barney, who brought William Zabka to redeem himself.
Hey, Doogie
Mhm.
Howser with the win again, man. Doogie Howser with the win again.
Exactly. So awesome. Go watch it. Go binge it if you haven't seen it. It's definitely over the top. It's definitely very silly at times and crazy and high school drama and all that stupid silly stuff, yet it works perfectly. It works perfectly in this show. It's exactly what you want to see if you love the Karate Kid, as a continuation of 6 more seasons. So yeah, definitely go check it out. We loved it from as soon as we started watching it. I think we started doing our reviews in season 3, I think season 3 or 4. So
It's definitely
yeah,
3.
yeah, I think 3. So yeah, so we've been a fan from the beginning almost. So but yeah, we want to hear from you guys though. What you guys think about Cobra Kai, the end of it. So leave a comment, let us know what you think about the fights and the outcomes, all that cool stuff. So leave a comment, let us know, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, come and join us every Monday and Thursday when we talk about movies, TV shows like this, trailer reactions, and other fun nerdy stuff. Yeah, and we appreciate everyone in the live chat hanging out with us right now, and you guys stick around because we're going to get into your comments.